Hey, y'all. Well, I wanted to do another one about some things that's been going on in our own time, of what we're seeing out there in the lands, and what this country has done, and nations in their approving, especially with all these Muslims and Islams that's coming in by the thousands and millions, actually, every year, not counting all these that just come across the border and force their way in and say, hey, now you take care of us. Yeah, we break the laws, we go to jail. Yeah, that's it. We go to jail. You know, we're common American people, born and raised here. That don't matter. I mean, we go to jail, they get away, and hey, oh, it's just a bad, bad deal. Either way we go. Now, no one is begrudging someone who's fleeing persecution and the drug lords and poverty, you know. But you look at them, they all got nice clothes, Jordan tennis shoes, chick everything, you know. I mean, they all got cell phones. Yeah, yes, you know, that's why all those people standing in line up there at the Western Union just wiring all their money back home. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're well taken care of, believe me. But they all, yeah. Anyway, this sanctuary city stuff. We got a lot of people out there, and the people even of the gospel, and the people of the churches, that still to this day going, what in the world is this all about? Watching and reading up on the news of how these sanctuary cities that this nation has approved in their own communities, approving what's called sanctuary cities. And through all of this mess, it is allowing them to get away with murder, rape, thievery, beating the people, stoning the people, and everything. And all they got to do is get back to what's been declared a sanctuary city. And from what we're seeing, the law can't touch them. The law can't do anything about the crime and bring them to trial or anything because they're claiming sanctuary city. Well, they have all went overboard in getting this stuff approved, and the people who knew nothing about the true law of the gospel of why the Lord gave the sanctuary cities back unto the children of Israel and the reasons for it. It's just absolutely mind-boggling to read all these stories that this one raped, you know, 3 different children underage, and they let him go from the court. They let him go from the prison, from the jail. All these stories we're hearing, you know, and they're just smiling and laughing at all of us, you know. They don't care how old that child is. They're taught that they're a man. If they drag your granddaughter out into the park, hey, they're just being a man. That's their uh, teaching as a child. Oh my Lord! But they're going to pay in the end. Boy, I should have got me a haircut, shouldn't I? I'll get me one here next few days. Hair's still sticking out. I laid down, took a little nap, got up. But this thing's been on my mind as well, this sanctuary city stuff. We got people out there that don't even to this day understand what is the sanctuary cities. But yet back in the Bible, the Lord gave sanctuary cities unto the children of Israel, and for his reasons why they was to set up sanctuary cities, and for the reasons for. And going back into our Bibles, you'll find where in Deuteronomy, Moses is reviewing everything that the Lord gave him and before he died. That's what Deuteronomy is all about. He's reviewing every last thing from the journeys and the things that happened and the stories and all of it, and how they treated him and done him, and reminding them. But here it's the easiest one to find that I've pulled up when we have more stories that's been recorded in the direct word of the Lord. Back here in the books that's before this, before Deuteronomy, when they were in their journeys, and they were told before going in that this is what they was going to have to do, and that what they was to do once these things was set into play. But watch what the Lord gave. You know, the Lord gave this for a reason. You know, unto the special remnant out of all the tribes of the world, he gave it unto the Hebrews, that they was to do and keep. You know, in Deuteronomy chapter 19, it says, when the Lord thy God, now what this is in Deuteronomy is Moses is repeating what the Son of God gave them in the books before, when this was recorded. Well, I could pull it up, but I don't remember which book it's in. But it's the Son of God talking unto Moses to write these things down. And here Moses is reminding them what they was to do. It says in chapter 19 of Deuteronomy, it says, when the Lord thy God hath cut off the nations whose land the Lord thy God giveth thee, and thou succeed them, and dwellest in their cities and in their houses, thou shalt separate 3 cities, at the beginning was 3, for thee in the midst of the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee to possess in it. Thou shalt prepare thee a way, and divide the coast of the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee to inherit into 3 parts, that every slayer may flee thither. But this is what the Muslims and the Islams use, even against this nation. That the slayer may flee thither. All right, but watch the rest of it. And this is the case of the slayer which shall flee thither, meaning there, unto that city that was chosen. They cast lots, which city out of all their cities was they going to have to set as a designated city. Which shall flee thither, that he may live. Whosoever killeth his neighbor ignorantly, accidentally, there was a death, whom he hated not in times past. This was an accident. Then they was to go into the city and remain there, turn themselves unto the high priest, tell the story, and let them bring trial. Let them decide, was this truly an accident, or was it deliberate in hatred? And when a man goeth into the wood, and you know, he hated not the man in the past, and when the man goeth into the woods with his neighbor to hew wood, and his hand fetch a stroke of the axe to cut down the tree, and the head slippeth off of the heave, you know, well, the axe head came off, whoops, I mean, he's swinging it, whoop, it came off, and it lighted upon his neighbor, and he died. Whoop, oh, man, oh, the head came off the handle, and it flung right over there and got him. Oh, man, and it got him good, and that he died. Ah. He shall flee unto one of those cities and live, lest the avenger of the blood pursue the slayer. You know, you had a brother and sister and mom and dad, sure, they're going, hey, who done this? Who done this? Why is my son or daughter, my brother, why is he dead out here? What's going on? Lest the avenger of the blood pursue the slayer while his heart is hot, and overtake him, because that way's too far up there, and catch him before he gets even up to the city. You know, we got, hey, you killed my brother, oh, I'm coming after you. But wait a minute, it was an accident. The Lord was giving this man a place to flee unto, to get things set right. Whereas he was not worthy of death, insomuch he has hated him not in times past. He didn't hate the guy. They was out there working together. It was an accident. And this is where the man was to go. Especially if not everybody seen it. You know, what was he going to do? You know, worrying about the family. Oh man, it's just him and me. They're going to think I had something against him. No, no, but the Lord gave him a place to go to save this man's life. But there was things he was to do: present himself unto the priest at that city and tell the story, tell the truth, and let them bring witness and testify and bring it to trial, and let the high priest and the elders decide, was it truly an accident. These Muslim Islams and all these others, that they're just using it for anything, as if they can murder, steal, rape. It doesn't matter. Now they claim if they get back into one of these cities that this country has approved as a sanctuary city in California, and how many others do we have? That, man, I keep hearing more and more and more of these sanctuary cities of people just committing murder and killing people in the streets. But if the guy ran off into the city that was declared sanctuary, nobody can bring him to trial. You know, they take him downtown and get his fingerprints, but then they got to turn around and let him go because he's under protection. What? That's not what the Lord gave this. That's not why he gave this. But look at what they've done with the word, twisting it around for their own benefit. And their own priests teach this stuff over there and teach it all the way around here. And now America is even buying it and allowing this stuff. This is why they want to stop these sanctuary cities. It's not even according to the word into why it was even to be used. Wherefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee, and if the Lord thy God enlarge the coast, and as he has sworn unto thy fathers, and give thee unto the land, which he promised to give unto thy fathers, if thou shalt keep all these commandments to do them that I command thee this day, to love the Lord thy God, and to walk ever in his ways, then shalt thou add 3 more cities, and for thee besides these 3. They're going to keep add more and add more as they begin to have peace throughout the gaining of the lands, and add more cities. That the innocent blood be not shed in the land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee for an inheritance, and so blood be upon thee. But if any man have hated his neighbor, and lie in wait for him, and rise up against him, and smite him more that he die, and fleeth unto one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of the blood. Hey, deliver him to the family. Let them take care of him. Oh, he hated this guy, and he went after him. He planned it. He went after it. He done it. He killed, and they caught up with him. And he tries to flee over there or any other city. Catch him and bring him back unto the family. Brother, sister, mother, father, it doesn't matter. Grandfather, don't matter. Hey, you done what to my kin? Just like the Hatfields and McCoys. And deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die. You see, the Lord said, this fellow's going to die. He committed murder. It was an accident. Murder. Now look what they're getting away with. And claiming we just got to swallow and accept. This world's done gone, guys. And this nation's done. It's practically done been turned over, and it'll take the grace of God to turn any of this around. And we thank God for Trump, who's doing his best. And it says, thy eyes shall not have pity on him. Why? Because he committed murder. But thou shalt put away the guilt of the innocent blood from Israel, that everything may go well with thee. Thou shalt not remove the neighbor's landmarks. In verse 15, one witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin, if any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of 2 witnesses or the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established. You see, 2 or 3 witnesses at least. Because they said, hey, I seen him. Oh, yeah, he had something against him. Yeah, yeah. Well, I seen what he done. Bring witnesses and bring the man to trial. They was not to kill anybody in the streets of Jerusalem and shed blood without bringing anybody to trial. And then they was to take them outside the city gates if it was determined by the courts that they was to die. And if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men and between the controversy it shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges which shall be in those days, and the judges shall make diligently in question. And behold, if the witness be found false, like we got all in those courts today, oh man, everything that was a lie, they make it out to be the truth. The truth won't even come forth because they won't let it come forth with their lawyers in knowing the courts. Behold, if the witness be a false witness and he testify falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he thought to do unto his own brother. So shalt thou put away the evil away from among you, and those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more such evil among you. And the eye shall not pity him, but life shall go for life, even for eye, tooth for tooth, and hand for hand, foot for foot. You see, this is what he gave to the children of Israel, and for what the reasonings that he gave them. Because if it was clearly an accident, the man was not to lose his life. It was an accident. Look at what they're getting away with now in our own country. Claiming sanctuary cities as if they can commit any crime against the people. And just because they go back to a sanctuary city that they can't be brought to trial or thrown in jail. This country has lost it. And this is what these Muslims have done. Taken everything in this Bible and used parts of what the Lord gave and why. And then twisted their own half to the other half for their own benefit. Claiming their Muhammad taught them these things. Well, their Muhammad's dead. Yeah, I don't know. They ain't going to get no 70 virgins, that's for sure. Because they're all going to be running around on fire for what they've done. Even for their own people, unto the nations. One day they face judgment. When that's going to be, yeah, we still don't know. Anyway, I wanted to straighten that out because there's a lot of them out there going sanctuary cities. You know, what's that all about? But what? Well, why are they getting away with this? Hey, girl, they can't even bring him to trial. Guess what he done? 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old children. Drug them off in the park. Somebody found him and hollered out and called the authorities. Yeah, he was clearly raping those kids, holding knives to the throat. They take him to jail, and the next morning they let him out. Let him out because he claims, I'm a Muslim. I'm an Islam. I'm in a sanctuary city. You can't do nothing to me. America, that's what you allowed in your country. And now you won't do anything about it. They're here to take this nation over. As now you're all finally beginning to see, when Dad and I tried to tell you this 30 years ago, and others. You can't even tell your children why. these things are coming upon us. Because the preachers of these lands, all they've done for the past 50 years is just get your name in the book. We ain't going to worry about all these other things. Oh, don't just get your name in the book of life. Hey, we ain't going to worry about what's going on. God's got you covered. But guess what? Many's going to die. Those shall be taken, and those that will be left shall be left. In every situation and in every resurrection that is to take place. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Better get me a haircut. Love you. Bye-bye.